guys, Dan here, and I got a little project for you guys. Now, when I was doing some research a while back about the Ultraman Tiga box set, I saw that a lot of people were unhappy with the theme song that plays at the beginning of the episodes. Now, I wasn't super familiar with Ultraman Tiga beyond the 4Kids dub that was done basically when I was a kid. That's what I watched. So, in Japan, it had a theme song called Take Me Higher that was performed by the actor that plays Ultraman. So, it was like this big integration. He was like in a boy band. Um, but unfortunately, that song wasn't available because Super Riot didn't own the song. The boy band agency owned that song and they weren't letting it go. They wanted crazy money. So when the set finally came over to America, that song was absent and replaced with a different song that honestly isn't as good. Take Me Higher is a much, much better song. Usually when I see complaints like this online, I'm like, oh, this is just toxic fan behavior. I'm not really going to pay any mind to it. But doing some research, like, no, the song really is not up to par. So, luckily, though, Mill Creek made a mistake with this set. So if you bought the Ultraman Tiga box set, or if you're going to buy the box set, you can fix the problem pretty easily with some computer software. So we're going to be using two free programs to fix this. First one is Make MKV, which you can get a free trial for, and then once that trial expires, you can uninstall and reinstall the program and keep doing that, or you can just buy a license for it. But if you're just doing this for this one series, just get the free trial. There's no watermarks or anything. And the other one is MKV Toolnix, which again is another free piece of software that lets you edit MKV files. So on this, episodes 3 and 4 accidentally have Take Me Higher on it as a theme song. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be chopping the theme song off of one of those episodes, putting it on all the other episodes on all the disc, and then you'll have the digital files with all those episodes with Take Me Higher as the theme song. It's a pretty easy process. It's just a little bit of manual data entry that needs to go in. There's no video editing or anything of the sort whatsoever. You're literally just telling the files what to do and having the programs execute those commands. Pretty easy, pretty simple, and I take you through step by step. So stick with me and we'll get through this.
All right, once you have those programs that we talked about installed, I just have a window open with both programs open at the same time. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in the Ultraman Tiga disk, and Make MKV is going to start to analyze that disk to see what files are on it. So right now it's just starting to detect. And while you're waiting for that, I just made a file folder. Not that one. This one that's just called Ultraman Tiga. It is right here. This is going to be our destination. If you have a default setting, if you have a default destination, I'll show you what Make MKV does. So it'll just give you a default destination and make a folder with the program name on it. So if you have a certain TV show that you're watching, that TV show's name, as long as that's what the distributor put on it, will be on there. And of course, we're all doing the same series, Ultraman Tiga, so we don't have to worry as much. So we just have to wait for this analyzation to go. Alright, so now that it is done reading that disk, I'm just going to remove these two smaller files because those are not episodes, because you can just tell like they're very, very small files. You can see that there's 9 other files and there's 9 episodes on the disk that are about the same size. So we know that those are episodes. So again, we have that folder called Ultraman Tiga, and if you didn't set this up already, it's just going to make a default destination, and then it's just going to make a folder based on what this disk is called. So that's what it is, Ultraman Tiga. Obviously, I've trialed this before, so I already have that folder set up. That's why I don't have to. But if you didn't have that folder, it'll just pop up saying, oh, source doesn't exist. Do you want to make a folder? Just hit yes. So I'm just going to get these files off this disk, and then we're going to start with our process. Okay, so the single longest part of this process is going to be taking the files off of the disk. So what I recommend doing is just non-stop ripping the episodes off the disk. So when you're in the middle of like any other process of this method, what I'm just going to have you do is, as the episodes are being ripped, just preemptively just rename the file. So I'm just going to call this 1 because it's episode 1, and then as they rip, I'm just going to keep calling them episode 2. When the episode's in the middle of ripping, like this one, you won't be able to rename it. You have to wait for it to finish. You can see how this one we have a little thumbnail, and this one we do not. So, and you can even look at the file size. You can tell that it's so much smaller. It's not the size that it should be. So you know not to click on it. This is just going to save you a little bit of time in the future. Alright, so now that the episodes are done being ripped by the program Mezameyo, what we're going to do is, again, just make sure that all the files are renamed to their episode number. This isn't the final rename yet. The reason that we're renaming them is because we're trying to do this as quickly as we possibly can. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be swapping out the disk in here just to get disk number 2 going. So Mezameyo, it's going to be going into the same folder, but the file names are going to be the same as the file names it used last time. So you want the episodes to be renamed, so say when it starts putting new files in there, nothing's getting overwritten. Everything has their own individual names. Alright, so this is just doing, again, it's quick analyzation. And once we get this going, we'll move on to what we need to do to start getting these episodes to have Take Me Higher as their theme song. Again, unclick those 2 unnecessary files. It's not the end of the world. You can always just delete them once they're done, but save myself a little bit of time. We're going to start going to Mezameyo. Alright, so now onto the actual process. Now, we all know that Mill Creek made a mistake, and on disc 1, episodes 3 and 4 both have Take Me Higher as their episode theme song. I'm just going to play a quick little bit so you guys can actually hear that. So this is episode 2. This will be the new theme song that nobody really likes. I'm only going to play a little bit of it. Yeah, so that's the song nobody likes. And let's check episode 3. And that is Take Me Higher. As you can hear, it's a completely different song. Again, the whole reason we're doing this video is because of crazy copyright protections. So I'm not going to be playing the full song. You guys can Google the song and you guys can play it off of your own disc if that's something that you're interested in, which if you're watching it, you probably are. But yeah, let's get started. So we need to get this theme song off of this MKV file. And luckily they made it really easy with the program MKV Toolnix. What it basically lets you do is you get to upload a MKV file onto here, and you can kind of split it apart. So if you go over to the output window, we're going to go over to split, and we're going to do before chapters. Number of chapters. Now it's going to ask us like how many chapters do we want this split into? Well, chapter numbers. So we just want the first chapter separated from the rest of the chapters. We want that to be its own file, so 2. And then it's asking us how many files do we want to output. And we don't need all the other chapters individually split. We only need just the file with the theme song on it. So we just kind of need 2 files. So one file that's before chapter 2 and one file that's everything after chapter 2. So let's just start with the start multiplexing. So we'll hit that button. And what that's going to do is make 2 new files over here. You can see it took episode 3 and split it into 2 different parts. You see this part has the theme song and this is the episode. So if we were to play this, it just goes straight directly into the episode with no theme song. And if we play this, it's going to go straight into Take Me Higher. So now we have Take Me Higher as its own separate file, and we can actually just delete this part because we don't need that. And I'm just going to rename this file as just Take Me Higher. Take Me High. It really doesn't matter what you call it. You can literally just call it song. Does not matter in the slightest. So what I'm going to be doing now is I want to basically do the same exact process for all these other episodes. I just want to separate the episode from the theme song. And we don't need to do it with episodes 3 and 4 though, because those already have Take Me Higher as the theme song. So we're just going to be doing 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so I'm going to actually show you guys what I did was I went to Multiplexer and I just added a bunch of new jobs. This way we can actually just streamline this process and just do everything all at the same time. So all I'm doing is just dragging in, adding a file, tabbing over. Oh, we did not need to do 3, so let me delete 3. Need 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we can just set like streamline all of this. So we're just gonna go output before chapters 2, start multiplexing, output 4 chapters 2, start multiplexing. And we're just going to continue this process over and over again. Basically, we're going to be doing this a lot. We're doing a bunch of batch processing of these files all at the same time. I wish this program had just like a general, like, here are the files, and I want you to do this to all these individual files, but it does not offer that as an option. So everything has to be done kind of manually. But luckily, it's a very quick program, and it does whatever you want to do decently quickly. Because it's not re-encoding anything, it's literally just editing the files. So the actual process of doing all this file editing, as you can see right here, is actually very quick. So again, now we have the theme song that we want, Take Me Higher. And we're going to be having all these episodes with their theme songs separated. I'm just going to wait for the purposes of making this video. I'm going to wait to show you guys what I'm going to be doing next. But you can just start deleting these intro files once you start having them come up into your folder, because you don't really need them. While I'm waiting for this to finish, I'm actually just going to make a new folder inside of here, and that's just going to be called episodes. And I'm just going to be putting episodes 3 and 4 in here. And this is what I like to do when I name an episode. I like to name the show, the season, which Ultraman Tiga only has 1 season, and then the episode number. And the reason I name my files like this is very specific. The reason for this is because if you were to load this into any media player that pulls metadata to kind of make all your files look nice, it's going to be looking for these little tags inside of your file name to pull that metadata. So you want to make sure that it's all properly named. So that's why I have done that right now. So this way, when I go to upload this to my Plex server, or if you use Kodi or Bluefin, or even if you're just plugging this into your TV, you'll know what episode is what, and you don't have to worry too much about trying to figure it out, or just having like number files like this and not knowing what what show it is. This way, it's all completely labeled and very nicely. All right, so now that MKV Toolnix is done doing its thing, again, we don't need these theme song files, so we can just go and delete all of these theme song files. I'm actually just going to use Control and click the files that I want to be deleted. It's going to make things a lot quicker because I don't need the intro files and I no longer need the original episodes. Alright, so you see now I just have the numbered episodes and the part that is only the episode, not the theme song and not the full episode with the theme song already attached to it. This is just the episode with no theme song. It's very important that you use these files though, because I just want to show you right now. So it's just the episode, no theme song. If you were to use the original files that we ripped, you'd be playing Take Me Higher, then the new song that nobody likes, then you'd be playing the episode. We don't want that. We just want to replace the original theme song with Take Me Higher. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to go into MKV Toolnix, and again, we're going to be doing a lot of this. So I'm just going to be opening up a couple windows over here, just so that we have enough to kind of just do all the jobs at the same time and let them all kind of process at the same time. So for each of these, what we're going to be doing is we're going to add Take Me Higher into this list, and then we're going to right click it, and we're going to go to Append Files. This is going to bring up your folder again, and you're going to pick what episode you want. Episode 1. So now that we have episode 1, we're going to go to Output, and I'm just going to name this file right now. All right, so Ultraman Tiga Season 1, Episode 1, Don't Split, Start Multiplexing. Okay? We go to the next one. Add Take Me Higher, right click, Append Files. Episode 2. Go to Output. File name, Ultraman Tiga Season 1, Episode 2. Start multiplexing. Again, add Take Me Higher. Right click, Append Files. Episode 5. Remember, 3 and 4 are already done. We don't have to do them again. I should mention that it is a good idea to copy and paste that Ultraman Tiga Season 1 episode and then just leave the file blank, because it makes things so much easier. So again, we're going to go over here, Take Me Higher, right click, Append, Episode 6. You guys can skip over this. There's chapters to this video. If you get it and you understand what I'm telling you to do, go ahead and just start doing what you need to do. But for everybody else that doesn't understand, I'm showing extra examples. So again, new window, add Take Me Higher, right click, Append Files, Episode 7, Output, Start Multiplexing, Take Me Higher, Append Files, Episode 8, Output, Start Multiplexing, Take Me Higher. Oh, see, I forgot. Append Files, Episode 9, Output, Alright, so we are just letting that do its thing, and as you can see in this folder, it has already started spitting out episode files. This can go fairly quickly. If you want to do all the episodes and all the discs at the same time, you can do that. To me, that's just a lot of files to be managing at once, and it can get rather confusing. So I recommend just doing one disc at a time. And I'll show you once this is done processing what exactly I'm going to be doing next. Because again, I'm going to be showing you the entire process in this video with the timeline on it, so you guys understand how long this takes. And keep in mind that I'm trying to show you guys how to do this, so I'm going slower than I can actually go. I can actually do this much faster than I'm actually showing you in the video. Right now I'm kind of just waiting for all these files to finish. We only have one more episode, just the episode 9 is processing, and then we will be all done with the first disc. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take all these new files, I'm going to drop them over in episodes. And we can just go explore that very quickly. Actually, we don't need any of these files anymore. So let me just close all these out on MKV Toolnix and delete. I don't need any of these files anymore. They're garbage to me. And yeah, here we go. We have the first 9 episodes. And we'll just play episode 1. Up to the 7-second mark. And episode 2. And I can show you just right over here. I just want to make sure that the subtitles are on, just so you guys can see. Good. You can see the subtitles still work. Everything should work properly. The only difference is it's not going to be split into... Oh, it looks like it did retain chapters. So it does retain your chapter info. So you do have all your chapters. Never mind. So yeah, it just completely just swaps the intro with Take Me Higher. So yeah, that's the first 9 episodes. Basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to repeat this process for every single episode on every single disc. Let's see, this is still going. This is still disc number 2, but I'm going to start renaming these files. If you guys understand what's basically happening here now, you're ready to go. You can do this entire process by yourself. But I am going to be showing a very sped up version of me doing the entire series in one take, because I want you guys to see how long this actually takes to do, because some people think that this process might be a bit involved, but when in reality, if you already rip your episodes and put them onto a Plex server, this is just extra steps to take in between you waiting for the disk to finish ripping. I did this entire conversion process before the second disk was done ripping. So it's not like it's not like it's really adding extra time to you adding this. If you have a media server, you adding it to your media server or a Kodi box or something like that. If that's how you consume your media, this is basically adding 0 extra time. But I just want to show you guys the whole process that's involved with it. Right now I'm still waiting for this 18th episode to finish, which looks like it just did. Perfect timing. Perfect. And now I'm going to redo this entire process again. I still have my Take Me Higher file, and I have all my episode files. Again, I'm just going to swap out the disk very quickly. And basically, this is what you're going to be redoing the entire process. Just these 2 programs. I will show you one other program, just if you want to compress your files. And again, there's going to be timestamps down here. So you'll be able to see like, oh, I want a compressor. I want to change it to an MP4 file, or I don't like MKV files, or, you know, I want my file to be smaller or take up less space. I'll show you how to do that. I personally just leave everything as an MKV file. And the reason for that is because of the increased track support and the non-burned in subtitles. I just think that an MKV is a better file all around, but it's your file. You can do whatever you want with it. You can look up tutorials online on how to kind of do these things with your media files once you have them. I personally recommend having a Plex server or a Bluefin server. But if you want to add this just to a USB stick and plug it into your smart TV, or, you know, just have like a file share on your computer and just have your smart TV find your home network and connect to it, you can do that. There's plenty of tutorials online on what you can do with your own media files once you have them on your computer. But yeah, once this is done processing, we're gonna start this whole process again. I'm just gonna go into like kind of like fast forward mode right now, so this way you guys can kind of just see what I'm doing, but I don't have to explain it to you again because I already showed you and explained it to you for the first 9 episodes. So next time you're going to be seeing me, we're going to have a complete series of Ultraman Tiga with Take Me Higher as its theme song. Alright, one thing I wanted to note was I did get a warning that episode 5 didn't go properly, so I just reran the files again, and it works perfectly fine now. See, I didn't have an error message. So if that happens where you get a warning, just rerun it again and it'll be fine. There we go. So now, if we wanted to do to change these into MP3, not MP3s, MP4 files, or if you weren't happy with the MKV file format, after you're done, you can honestly just take the whole folder, dump it into this other free program that's called Handbrake, easily accessible online, and you can just load all the episodes into it. And you can just very, very easily set them to convert over to MP4 files. Yeah, so that right there, they're all added. You can see we have a huge drop down menu where we can edit all of them, or we can do it as a batch. And you just select your video settings. So right now we have like video set to 30, H.264, MP4 format, or MKV format. You can play with the subtitles. If you don't like them, you can burn them in. I see these are all things that I personally don't like. Is to have them burned in. So honestly, I just leave them as MKV files. I don't convert them over to MP4, but it would just be just as easy as hit like start encoding, and it would save all your settings and put it onto the video file. I don't like my video compressed, so I don't do this, but it's an option for people who do want to do it. I'm not going to do it myself.
And that is it. Completely done. We've completely finished and replaced all the theme songs with Take Me Higher. And it wasn't too bad of a process, about an hour and 15 minutes to get everything done. And as I showed in that process, this really doesn't add any extra time to anything. It's really just while you would have that downtime where the episodes are ripping, you're just fixing the episodes of the previous disc. So it's about the same time as you would have anyway if you were putting this onto your media server to begin with. And again, my computer isn't very fancy. It's about 9 years old and it's pretty outdated. So if I can do it on my computer, basically anybody can do it on theirs. Let me know if this video helped you. Give a like and subscribe if you can. And appreciate you guys watching.